What's happening? It is episode 29. We are so far in this series. I was going to say so close to finishing this series, but at this point I haven't told you guys how long the series is going to be. It's actually only going to be 30 episodes. So just an introduction to Node.js. We'll stop it there, and then if we want to do more, let me know in the comment section below. What we're going to be covering in this video is types inside of Node.js. We're just going to go right into applying these. So we're going to use custom types for Mongoose, and I'll talk a little bit about how it works and all that. So let's just jump into it. Thank you for the sponsor of this video, Ultra Edit. If you want an editor that is ultra customizable, link down below. Check them out. Thank you for sponsoring this series, and let's get back to what we were talking about. So we are going to be working in this customer.ts file. And just to get a little bit more practice with types, we're going to first learn about interfaces. Interfaces are kind of like types. They describe what the structure of something is supposed to look like. Now, I will admit it's slightly redundant because here we define what the structure is supposed to look like. So this might not be the most beautiful example, but it is about all I have in the example project we've been building. So we're just going to go with it. And you can choose to do this, or you can choose not to do this. That's the thing with TypeScript, is if there's certain areas where you don't feel it's going to provide value, you don't have to define all the extra types. However, the more you define, the more static benefits you're going to get. So basically, we're going to describe what the interface for a customer is. It's going to be very similar to what we have down here. So name is string, and notice a key difference here. This is lowercase and this is uppercase. This is a TypeScript type. So we'll continue from this and say industry, also of type string, and then orders is going to be an array with an object. And inside of this object, we'll have a description of type string and amount in cents of type number. And we'll just add a semicolon there at the end. Now you could describe what an order looks like if you wished separately. So let's just say I order, and this is going to be an object, and we'll just copy what we have down there up here. Description is of type string, and the amount in cents, cannot type today, is of type number. And now what we can do is, instead of having this structure down here, what we could do is we can just say orders is an I order array, and go ahead and add a semicolon there. Just a small typo there. You're not supposed to have the equal sign. Alright, so now we have an array of this interface type I order. I is basically just a way to say that it's an interface. I'm not wildly a fan of putting the type in the name, but I already started, so we'll just go with that. It's not a big deal. If you just want to drop those, that's fine. But I already had customer with a capital C down here, so I just decided I would stick with what I had here. Now when you say new schema, you can, inside of angle brackets, and this is known as a generic, say what type it is. So you can say I, customer. Now if you want to say something is optional in the interface, you can do that with a question mark here. So that can be optional, the orders can be optional, and let's just say the industry can be optional. Now if you wanted to encode, manually create a user, it might look something like this. Const C is a new customer, passing in some values just as you normally would. So name can be test, industry can be test. And if you wanted to get that typing of this, and you wanted to be explicit about it, what you can do is say what type the const is with a colon, and this is actually going to return an existing type that you can read about in the Mongoose docs, which is a hydrated document. So it has values, and then generic typed to whatever that interface is, in our case, I customer. And we'll see if this is on the right track. The hydrated document is going to need imported. So in this list here, we can add hydrated document. And there we go, 0 errors. And now you should be able to say something like console log c.name. And you will see that over here in the running application. If you tried to do something like invoke a method, such as c dot name with parentheses. And that's actually a bad example because I think that's a keyword. So let's just do c.n. Property n does not exist on type document. And then you can see iCustomer right there in its type. So those are some of the basics of bringing TypeScript into your code for Mongoose. I have a lot more TypeScript content in my React series, so definitely check that out if you want more information. Just having TypeScript installed is probably going to help with a lot of common problems, and that is because TypeScript can often infer the type based on what you are assigning some constant or variable. So if I say let x be 5, it's smart enough to look at the assignment and be like, oh, that's a number. Let's type x to a number rather than just give it type any. This means you will often get a lot of benefit from TypeScript even if you're not explicit in every single thing you do. But sometimes being explicit is nice, helps you prevent mistakes and be very clear in your code what you're trying to do, but it can lead to some code bloat, so just kind of be aware that if you have interfaces that describe these things, and then you got like 3 layers of the same thing, and sometimes all that extra stuff doesn't really make code simpler. So keep it lean. Yeah, that's all I got for you. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace out.